All right, Jeremiah, 80, just ahead of you, Jeremiah. 80 is with me with the advanced bidder. 85, Jeremiah's bid at 85,000. 90, straight back with the advance. Still mine, it's 90,000. Ahead of you, Jeremiah, 95,000. 100 is here, still with the advanced bidder at 100,000. Are we coming in, Laurent? Thibault, ahead of you also. At 100 is the bid, just ahead of you, Jeremiah, 100,000. Here it is. Are we coming in the room? It's at 100 still with the commission bidder. At 100 here for the Mohammed Sami. Jeremiah, just ahead of you, 110's the next jump. 100,000. 110, new place. Welcome Yassi at 110,000. New place on the phones here. Clears my bids. 120, straight back with Jeremiah's bid at 120,000. Several phones here at 120. Still ahead of our online bidders at 120,000. Yassi, 130, back with Yassi's bidder at 130,000. 130 is the bid, 140 is next, Jeremiah. Leonor, we're coming in on this one. It's at 130 still with Yassi's bid at 130,000. Still ahead of the room, lot one at 130. Here it is, 140,000 with Leonor now. New place on the left-hand phone bank, jumping between the two here. Leonor's got it at 140,000. 150,000 is the reply. Back on the right bank here with Yassi's phone at 150, still ahead of you, Jeremiah, at 150, not in the room, at 150,000. Leonor, next is 160, still ahead of you, Jeremiah, come back, it's at 150,000. Yassi's bidder, here it is, lot one at 150,000, Jeremiah. Leonor, just ahead of you, 160,000. Back on the left-hand phone bank here, at 160,000. Just ahead of you, Yassi, at 160,000 is the bid. Leonor's got it at 160, still ahead of you, Jeremiah. At 160,000. I'm going to sell then at 160. 70's next, at 160,000. With Leonor's bidder at 160,000 here for the Mohammed Sami. 170,000. We return to Yassi's bid at 170,000, still clearing the room here at 170. Leonor, bring me 180,000. Jeremiah, we still in this one? Thank you for the bids. Good to see you. 170 is the bid. 170, just ahead of you, Leonor. Selling then once again to Yassi's telephone. Lot one, here it is, at 170,000. Two phones still in this. Jeremiah is sadly out at 170. 180 would be next. 180,000. Back on the left phone bank. Leonor continuing at 180. Yassi, bring me 190. Sure? Come all this way. Leonor, look like you've got it at 180,000. Quite sure, Yassi? All this way. Phone is down. You got it, Leonor. Lot one at 180,000. Sold to you, Leonor. Congratulations. 180 is the bid. 1030 is the paddle. Lot one there. Come to lot two. The wonderful Berlin-based Stephanie Hines here, the vivid colours and surreal forms as seen on the screen there and hung beautifully as you came into the gallery space on your left-hand side for the sale here. And we can open with interest, of course, at 45. I have bid with the absentees. 45, 48 online, 50, 5, 60 I have, 65's in the room. Thank you, sir. 70 I have, sir. Just ahead of you. 70 is up here at 70,000. Ahead of the gentleman in the room. Another 5, sir. 75. Thibault Stockman returns at 75,000. 80 I have, sir. Still just ahead of the room at 80,000. Still with the commission bidder. 85,000. Back with Thibault's bidder. Once again on the phones at 85. 90 returns Jeremiah's bidder. Bouncing back to the right-hand phone bank. Still time, sir. 95,000. Still time, sir. 100,000. At 100. Back with Jeremiah's phone at 100,000 here. Head of the room at 100. 110, thank you, sir. Welcome. New place, gentleman's bid. In the room now, seated on the right at 110,000, ahead of both phones. Here it is, right up front in the room at 110,000. 120,000. Jeremiah once again at 120, just ahead of you in the room, sir. And you, Thibault, at 120. Just ahead of you in the room, sir, at 120,000. Still with Jeremiah at 120, Thibault. Next bid's 130. 130,000. New place joins us in Japan. Welcome, good evening to our collector in Japan. 130, welcome. At 130 is bid online. Still ahead of the room, both phones. Japan's got it currently at the moment at 130,000. 1 moment, sir. 140 would be next. Still ahead of both phones. Thibaut, still in this? 130,000 is online. Jeremiah? 140 is next there in the room, just ahead of you at the moment. 130 is the bid, currently online in Japan. Jeremiah? Fair warning, sir? Going to sell then online in Japan for 130,000. Gavels up. Fair warning in the room. Jeremiah, yes or no? At 130,000 here. Sells online, 7072. Welcome to Japan. Lot 3, we come to the large saturated landscape of the Emma Webster. Baptism, we're bidding online already. 1 moment, you're ahead of me. 55 opens at 60, I'll take it now online, thank you. Starting early, 60, 65, 70, 75, what's the bid? 80,000 with Kyoko, 85,000, just ahead of you online, 85, Jeremiah back again, great start. 90,000 with Yassi's bidding out, 90, 95, Jeremiah, strong bidding from Jeremiah's phone at 95,000, just ahead of you Kyoko, 100,000 with Kyoko Hattori, at 100 is on the left. With you Kyoko, 100,000, Tamila, Jeremiah, 110, back with Jeremiah's bidder at 110,000 here. Still clearing the room at 110,000. 120, just had it on the phone ahead of our bidder in New York. Bring me 130. Just ahead. Live in London here with Kyoko's bidder at 120,000. 130, welcome back in Japan. Several places online. 130 is the bid in Japan. Still not yours, Jeremiah. Tamila, come back in New York. 140,000, back just ahead in Hong Kong. Here it is with Kyoko's bidder at 140,000. 150 would be next in Japan. There it is, 150. Bounces back to our Japanese collector. 160 now is in Hong Kong. Several places here. 160,000. Bouncing around. It's in Hong Kong at 160. 170. Japan once again at 170,000. With Japan. Kyoko, Jeremiah, Tamila. Just out of reach at the moment. 170. Still with our bidder in Japan. 180 is next in Hong Kong. 170,000. Kyoko. Sure? It's at 170,000, 180,000. Back in New York this time. Global bidding online for the Emma Webster. 180,000. Jumps back to New York. Still ahead of our London phones. Hong Kong, not yours. Japan, not yours either. Bring me 190 online. So 180,000. Still all online here. 180. Tamila? Kyoko is out, sadly, I think. Jeremiah, fair warning at this one. Not yours, Tamila. I'm going to sell them for 180,000. Last chance in Japan and Hong Kong. It's going to New York. Online at 180,000 here. Kyoko? Sold. Goes to our bidder in New York. 7127. Thank you, Japan. Thank you in Hong Kong also. 4, Christopher Hartman. Still looking. And started lower here. 15, 16, 17,000. Straight away at 17, 18. Thank you, 19. Come back. 30,000. Thank you, Tamila Karamova. Jumping ahead. Thank you, Tamila. Speeding it up at 30,000 with Tamila's bidder. At 30,000, we're coming back in Hong Kong. It's at 30. Tamila's got it at 30,000. Laurent, we on this one. The phone is down, sadly. 30,000 still with Tamila Karamova. We're coming back in online. It's all yours, Tamila. At 30,000, might have done the trick. At 30,000, bold jumps from Tamila. And selling, they're winning online at 30. All yours, Tamila. 1034. Five is the Marina Perez Simao, young Brazilian painter. And 48, 55, 60, 65. Here it is at 65,000. Straight away at 65,000. 70. Yes, he's got it. It's 70,000 straight away. Yassi's bidder at 70. Just ahead of the room at 70,000 with you, Yassi. Just ahead of you online at the moment at 70,000. Kevy Yang, are we joining? At 70. Just ahead of you, Kevy. Maura. Looks like you're joining us at 70,000. The bid still with Yassi. Bidding 75. Thank you, Maura. Maura's bid at 75,000. 75 ahead of you, Yassi. Next is 80. Maura's got it at 75. Miti, Kevi, Wenja, just ahead of you at the moment at 75. Selling then to you, Maura, at 75. Sure, Yassi, 75. Last bid at 75,000. Sold to you, Maura. Lot 6 is the RCA graduates of 2020, Francesco Mollet, the two thistles. Work's already housed in several renowned institutions globally, and as expected, we have interest here, online advanced phones. So let us open up at 20, 22, 25 I have. Straight away at 25. 28, sir. 30 is mine. 32, 35, sir. 38, 40 is mine, sir. 42. 45, Shane's got it now. 48,000, 50,000. 5, 60. 5, 70,000. 80, new place. 85, just ahead of you in New York. 90 with Maura. Ahead of you, Cheyenne. 95, back with Cheyenne's bidder at 95,000. So, coming back in at 95 is the bid. 100, thank you, sir. Welcome back. 110, straight back with Cheyenne Vestval. At 110, still time in the room, sir. 110 on the edge of the phone bank here. At 110,000. Simon, Tamila, Maura, sir. Come back. It's at 110. Shane's got it. 120, Michigan. Online, new place. Welcome, Michigan, at 120 for the Mollets. Head of both our room bids at 120. Head of you, Cheyenne, Maura, Sai, Tamila. All online currently at 120,000. 130 goes the bid of Simon Tovey, our head of day sale, at 130,000. Back with you, Sai, at 130. 140 is next in the room, sir. 150,000. Back in Japan. Welcome back at 140,000. Apologies. 150 now. Back in Michigan. Jumping around online at 150. Still going strong. 160,000. London, just ahead of you, Japan. 160 it is here. I'll take 170. Simon's got it at 160,000. 170 back in Japan. Strong bidding in Japan at 170. 180. Cheyenne. 190. 200,000. Sir? So 200,000. Here it is on the phones. Just ahead of you in Japan. Try one more. It's at 200,000 for the Mollets with Simon Tovey's phone at 200. Going to sell then to our phone bank in London at 200,000. Maura, we're still in this, selling. Last chance in the room. You got a Sai. They're winning in Japan at 200,000. Sold to you, sir. 1020. 200. Simon Tovey's phone. Lot 7. Pam Edvin, another fantastic young British painter here, recent show at Pace. And we have interest again, so I can open up at 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 is the bid. Straight away, I have the bid in the book at 22,000, at 22. With the commission bidder at 22,000. Here it is, at 22. We're coming back in on the phones at 22,000. All mine currently at 22,000 here. At 22, 24 now, new place with advance at 24,000, 26, 28. Several places with my advance bidder then at 28,000, 30 now. Still with my advance now at 30,000, at 30, 32,000, Texas is the bid. Breaks through my advance at 32,000, 35 now. Back in the book at 35,000, at 35,000. Still mine at 35. It's at 35 with the advance bidder here. It's at 35, just ahead of our bidder in Texas. 35 is the bid, just ahead of our bidder in Texas. Thank you. At 35. Next bid's 38 online. It's at 35,000 with the advanced bidder. Head of the phones here at 35. Bid I can sell to Fair Warning, Texas. I'm going to sell then at 35,000. Or mine at 35. Sold to the advance. 35. Paddle 7102. Lot 4, the Christina Qualls. And 300 opens it in the book with my commission bid at 300, 320, 350,000 I have. At 350, 380, 400,000. All in the book with the commission bidder at 400,000 here. Kyoko, not quite with you at 400. Ahead of you, Kevi, also. At 400 is the bid in the book, which I can sell. At 400,000. Wenja, are we on this one at 400,000 still with the commission bidder? Marianne, not with you also at 400,000 for the Christina Qualls. Selling then, Wenja. It's going to the book at 400,000. Next bid's 420. We could try it. It's a 400 just ahead of you then. Going to sell then to the book, 400,000. Sure, Wenja? At 400. Sold to the book. 6012. Nine is the Michaela Yewa-Dan, the Summit of Beauty and Love. And as shown on your right, ladies and gentlemen, up in the gallery, and we can open at 40,000. I have bid already with the advance, so 40 is mine. At 40,000. 42, thank you, Kyoko. 45, 48, 50 I have. Straight away, just ahead of you, Kyoko. 55. Clears my bid at 55. 60 in the room. Welcome back, sir. Gentleman's got it. 65. 70 in the room. 75. 75 it is, sir. Just ahead of you in the room. At 75. Kyoko on the phones, head of our room bidder. And online at 75,000. 80. Thank you, madam. I had 80 here with the lady in the room, front right. 85. Still time, sir. 85 it is here. Wenja, not yours. 90, madam. Thank you so much. Back in the room with the lady. 95,000. Kyoko again. 100,000. Back with you, madam. 110,000. Kyoko's bid it. 110. 120,000. Paddle 300 in the room. 120. Back with the lady's bid at 120,000. 130,000. 140,000. Still strong bidding in the room at 140,000 with the lady. So 140. Next is 150, Kyoko. 150,000. Kyoko Hattori back on the phones at 150,000. 180. Thank you, madam. Bold, big steps in the room at 180,000. Has it done the trick? With the lady at 180,000. Room bid has it at 180. Kyoko, what is your reply? It's at 180. In the room with the lady at 180. I'll take 190. Back to normal jumps. At 180,000. Thank you, madam. In the room, has it done the trick? Just ahead of you, Kyoko. Still yours, madam, at 180,000 in the room. Sure? It's done the trick, madam. 180, bids in the room. Kyoko's out. All yours, still into the room for 180,000. Congratulations, madam. Thank you so much. To the room. Lot 10 is the Jade Farajatimi, beneath the petticoats, and I have interest already. I can open up in the book at 100,000. I have bids. Here it is, with my bidder at 100,000 up top. At 100,000, 110. Thank you. 120. Here it is. At 120,000, 130, 130,000 now. At 130,000. At 130,000. At 130,000. We're coming back in online. It's at 130. It's at 130,000. Margarita, not with you at the moment. Marianne, are we back on this? Just ahead of you in Japan, Hong Kong, at 130,000. Not in the room at 130. Gavels up at 100, 140. Thank you, madam. Welcome back. Ladies' bid, back in the room at 140,000. Thank you so much. Back with the lady at 140 is the bid. At 140,000. You got it, madam. At 140. Thank you so much. Paddle 300. Back in the room. Lot 11 is withdrawn. So we come to the wonderful Luke Toymans, Rome. As shown behind my colleagues there, beaming down just behind Simon and Benji, a depiction of St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. There it is. Since the work was bought, it has been in long-term loan to the Stedelijk, Amsterdam, and the Kunstmuseum, The Hague. Please note the seller of this lot has been guaranteed a minimum price, which has been financed in whole or in parts by a third party. And 750,000 starts it. It's 750 now. 750, 800,000, 850,000 here. 900's bid, JP's bidder at 900,000, 950,000. 1 million, John Paul's bidder at 1 million. Oils JP, 1,100,000. Strong, bold bid from Marianne Hoots on the left-hand phone bank at 1,100,000. Here it is, with Marianne Hoots at 1,100,000. Just with you, Marianne, at 1,100,000 here. 1,200,000. Back with JP's bidder at 1,200,000. Just ahead of you, Marianne. It's at 1,200,000 here. Sure. Thank you for the bids, Marianne. JP's currently got it at 1,200,000 is the bid for the Toymans. Definitely done, Marianne, at selling then to you. JP at 1,200,000. You got it at 1,200,000. Sold to you, JP. Thank you so much. 1040. $13, Beatrice Miassis, from a distinguished European collector, 2001 work, and 400 starts it off at 420,000, 450, here it is, at 450, at 450,000, just ahead of you, Matt, 480, thank you, 500, at 500,000, just ahead of you, Matt, at 500, at 500,000. We're coming in Maura on this at 500,000. Currently ahead of you, Maura, Matt, Rosie, 550. Maria, welcome at 550,000. New place with Maria's phone at 550,000. Maria's got it. Oils, Maria, unless you're coming in Maura. At 550 is the bid here. Selling to you, Maria, at 550, Matt, Meaty, selling for 550,000. Maria, congratulations. The thumbs up. We've got a paddle. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maria. This is very good news. Thank you, Carmel. Definitely a nicer post-it note to receive. Meaty's coming out to take the auction. It'll be fun. It'll be very fun. Lot 14, the Albers. Good interest. So much to the square, the 62 work. We have advance, absentees, phones. Here we go. And 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200,000, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320, 350 I have, 380, 4 I have, 400,000 straight with the absentee bidder in the book at 400,000. Come back, madam. We could try 420, madam. It's at 400, just ahead. 420 is first. Carolina Lanfranchi breaking in at 420,000. And I have 450. Carolina just ahead of you here at 450,000. Strong commission bidder in the book at 450. No? Short but sweet, Carolina. So 450. Still with my commission bidder in the book at 450,000. Marianne Hoot is getting a line. We will wait one moment. Maura, Carolina, a chance to jump back in. Madam, maybe in the room. At 450,000. Still with my commission bidder in the book. At 450. Here it is. 450. I'm going to sell then to the book, unless Marianne Hoots would like one more. Just ahead of you at the moment, Marianne. For 450 is the bid. I'll take 480. Carolina, you sure? 450,000 for the Albers. 480. Thank you, Marianne. Worth the wait. Back with Marianne Hoot at 480,000. That clears my bid, Marianne. I'm out. All yours. Marianne Hoot's got it at 480,000. Sure? Sure. You got it, Marianne? Carolina? Sure? At 480,000. Sold. 1059. Marianne Hoots. Worth the wait. Thank you, Marianne. 15. The Alex Katz, Ariel. There she is, above my colleagues. Off to the beach. 2016 work, off the back of the major retrospective at the Guggenheim last year. Fantastic show, and we can open up the Cats at 400,000. Starts it off at 400 here. At 420, 450,000. At 450,000. At 450, 480,000, 500. Just ahead of you online. I've got 500 here. At 500. Are we coming back in online? Head of the phones at 500,000. At 500,000. Head of you, Rosie. Head of you, Matt. Not online. At 500,000. 550,000 goes the phone bid of Matt Langton at 550. Or yours, Matt, at 550. Just ahead of you, Rosie. We're coming back in online. The bid's just in London, ahead of you in New York. It was 550. Here it is. Matt Langton's bid at 550,000. For the Cats, for Ariel. Rosie, please join us at 550,000. You got it, Matt, at 550. Fair warning to our bidder in New York. It's going to sell to you, Matt, then for 550,000. Rosie? You got it, Matt, at 550. Sold to you, Matt Langton. Congratulations. Agents. The King of Cats, Matt Langton. Thank you. 16 is out. So we move to lot 17, the Anish Kapoor, the copper dish. And 400,000. 420, 450,000. At 450,000 for the copper Kapoor, right behind us all then, the back of the room at 450, 480, 500. At 500. Head of the room at the moment at 500,000. Just every mat at 500,000, not online. It's at 500,000. To Miller, we're jumping in on this at 500,000. Just every Cheyenne at 500,000 for the Kapoor. 550. Thank you so much. New place with Cheyenne's bidder at 550,000. Are we coming in, Matt? Cheyenne's got it. 600,000. Thank you, madam. Welcome back. Thank you, JP. Back with the lady at 600,000 in the room. Ladies' bid back in the room. 650. Cheyenne's bid back on the phones at 650,000. One moment for our room bidder to rejoin. Hopefully it's 650. Matt, still time. Back with Cheyenne at 650,000. Next bid would be 7 in the room. Just ahead of you, madam. At 650,000 with Cheyenne. Matt, still time. Just out of the room, sir. It's at 650. Oil Cheyenne at 650,000. Going to sell then to the phone. Next bid 7, madam, if you'd like it. Thank you for the interest. It's a 650,000 selling to you, Cheyenne. Fair warning at 650. Sold to you, Cheyenne, 1067. Thank you once again in the room, madam. Lots 18. Yonkawara. The 1992 date painting. And we can open up at a 160, starts at 170, 180,000. Here it is, at 180. Who's jumping in at 180,000, 190,000, 200, 220. Thank you, madam. Right up front with the lady at 220. Were you coming in, Natalie? 220. What do you need? 230. I'll take it from Tamila then. 240 is next, madam. A roll of the eyes. 240. Thank you so much. We'll take a split back in the room at 240 with the lady at 240. 250. 260. Natalie? 260, if we could skip ahead with the board. 270. Thank you, Tamila. 270 back, madam. Another slight jump. We could do it. It's a 270 next to 280. 270,000. Tamila's bid at 270,000. Natalie, still in this? You've got it, Tamila. Definitely done, madam. Thank you so much. 270. Tamila's got it at 270,000. Fair warning. At 270. You got it, Tamila. 1068. Lot 19. The 1989 Uka, important Swiss collection. Interest I have, so straight away we can open up at 140 with the advanced bid. 150, 160, 170, 180 is my bid, straight away, with the advanced bid at 180,000. Here I have it, at 180,000 for the Uka, at 180,000. Kirsten, are we coming in? Just ahead of you, at 180 with the advance. 190 would be next. It's at 180. I have it at 180. Would you like it? It's at 180, 190,000 now with the advance. I've got it at 190. At 190 with the advance bid. Just ahead of you online at 190 is ahead of you. Kirsten. I've got it, thanks Alice, at 190. It's at 190, just ahead of you, Kirsten. Thank you, it's at 190. It's 190,000 still ahead of you all and selling. Coming in. 190, fair winning Kirsten, Tamila. Thank you so much, Alice. It's just ahead of you at 190,000. Ahead of you all at 190,000 here. Sold. 190. 7054. Thank you, Carmel. Lot 20 is the monumental Kiefer, as shown behind us all at the back of the sale room. One moment for the board to catch up with us. It's lot 20, the Kiefer. Thank you so much. And we can open this up at 400, starts it at 420, 450,000. 450, 480, Kirsten, not yours, 500. Just at the moment, it's at 500. Bring me another 50, Kirsten. It's at 500,000. For the Kiefer, at 500,000. Head of the room also, at 500. At 500,000. Simon, please join, it's at 500. Next bid's 550. Just ahead of you online also, at 500,000. Kirsten McDonald joining us from Copenhagen. We are looking for one small jump to 550 is the next. It's at 500 just ahead of you, Kirsten. At 500,000, 550,000. Welcome, Miami, Florida. New Place Online has the bid at 550,000 in sunny Florida. Good morning to you. At 550. The bid jumps online. Kirsten, now's your chance at 550. It's all online at 550,000. Sure. You got it in Florida at 550, selling online at 550,000. Sold in Florida, 7107. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Florida. Lot 21, the hand tie. Example from the iconic Tabula series, the 1976 piece. Here it is. And we can start this at 280, 300, at 320, at 320,000, 350. 380,000 here. Just out of you, Yassi. Not yours, Olivia, at 380,000. At 380,000 ahead of the phones currently. Not yours, JP, also at 380,000. You're coming back in online. It's at 380,000. Next bid's 4, if you'd like it, Yassi. Still ahead of you, Livia, also at 380,000. Are we redialing? I've got you. We've got a moment. As Yassi redials on the phone then at 380,000 currently for the hand tie here. 380. Julia looks as if she is ferociously dialing also at 380,000. No pressure, Julia. There we go. We've got a line. That's good news. At 380,000. Next bid would be 400, Yassi. One jump. Could do it. For the hand tie still. Looking for 400 as the next jump. At 380,000. Still ahead of you, Yassi. The phone is down by the looks of things. Are we still on this? Fair warning then at 380,000. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen, as Yassi still hopefully will join us at 380 for the hand tie. Julia is also dialing. Benji is helping. We have the whole support team here. Simon? Relaxing. Typical. Unfortunately, it looks like the phone has not come through. Thank you for trying, Yassi. Fair warning at 380,000. The gavel is up at 380. The hand is still out, which gives us indication that 400,000. I think that's worth a round of applause. Thank you so much, Yassi. 400,000. There we go. Worth the wait. Thank you, Yassi. 400,000 is the bid. All yours, Yassi. Selling then at 400,000. Sold. Congratulations, Yassi. 1022. 400 is the bid. Fabulous phone dialing from the team there. Thank you, Yassi. 22 is out. 23 is out. We skipped to lot 24. The Jean-Michel Basquiat. The 87. Work on paper here. Please note the seller of this lot has been guaranteed a minimum price financed in whole or in parts by a third party. And 100 stops it all the way down at 100,000, 110, 120, at 120,000, 130, 140,000, just ahead of you, 150,000. Kyoko's got it now on the phones. 160,000 returns Matt Langton at 160. All yours, Matt, at 160,000. Kyoko, stay with me. 160,000. Matt Langton's bid at 160,000. Don't let this one go, Kyoko. It's just ahead of you at the moment at 160, looking for a bit of 170. Thought that was a bit in the room, sir. At 160. Still with Matt's bidder. Tamida, fair warning online, Kyoko. You waiting for a line? Olivia? Gonna sell then to Matt's bidder at 160,000 for the Basquiat. Olivia, fair warning at 160. JP? Sold to you, Matt. 1057. Thank you. 160,000. 25 is the Twombly Collage, the 73 piece. 420, 450, 480,000. Starts it at 480 here. At 480,000, 500,000, and 50. At 500, 600,000. Thank you. At 600,000 in the room. At 600,000 with the lady in the room. Thank you, madam. Welcome back at 620. Thank you, Cheyenne. 620,000 back with Cheyenne's bidder at 620. Just out of the room once again. Not yours, madam. It's 620,000. 650,000. We return with the room. Thank you, madam. At 650. Front right is the bid. 680,000. 680, just ahead of you, madam. 700,000. Back in the room with the lady once again at 700 as bid. 720,000. Cheyenne's bidder once again at 720,000 on the phones. No, madam. Thank you for the bids once again. 720. Looks like you got it, Cheyenne, at 720,000. Fair warning in the room. Definitely done at 720,000. Sold to you, Cheyenne. 1019. '26, the Henri Matisse, Grand Nu, the bronze, conceived in 1909, 1910, and cast in 1952. Please note the seller of this lot has been guaranteed a minimum price, financed in whole or in parts by a third party. And with that in mind, 380 starts at 400,000, 420,000, at 420, and 50, 480, at 480, 500,000. Meaty Hayden is the bid. At 500,000, all yours Meaty. At 500, Wenger coming in hopefully at 500,000. Still ahead of our phones, not with you JP. It's with Meaty Hayden. 550, now it is. JP's bidder. Front right is the bids at 550,000. Meaty, Wenger.
Would you accept 510?
It's a Dutch auction, I think, going backwards, isn't it? I suppose so. 510, of course. Back with JP. At 510, if we could just bring the conversion board back. Thank you, 520. 520, of course. Back in the right direction at 520,000. At 520, thank you so much. The board is up to speed at 520. Still with you, Meaty, at 520. Wenger, still time. 530 was next, JP. Thank you for the extra bid. At 520. Meaty's got it. Wenger. The hand is out. Normally a good sign. Still yours, Meaty, at 520,000. Definitely done, JP. You don't want one more. Next is only 530, Wenger. Any luck? Matisse currently with you, Meaty then at 520,000. Still trying, Wenger. We got someone. Last chance. Going to sell for 520,000. Or yours, Meaty, 520. Thank you. 1039, 520. 27th, the Baltus, the work on paper, the 77 piece. There it is. 190, 200,000, at 200,000, 220, at 220,000, 240 here, at 240, 260,000, at 260,000 here, at 260. Head of the phones currently at 260,000. Not quite in the room at 260, just ahead of you, Si, at 260,000 for the Baltus, at 260. Gabbles up at 260,000. It's a pass at 260. Lot 28, we skip ahead, and 29, so we move to 30. Second Twombly of the sale. The 1974 work. Thank you so much. The work on paper. An interest I have, so 90 starts it in the book with my commission bidder at 95, 100. 100 I have, just ahead of you, Mats. 100 is here with the bid in the book at 100,000. Just ahead of you, Matt. 100,000. 110, thank you. 120. Still with the commission bidder in the book at 120,000 for the Twombly here. Si, 130 would be next. Ahead of you, Matt. Si, 130,000. Simon's got it now. At 130,000 with Simon Tovey, the head of day sales, bid. At 130,000. 150,000 back in Japan. Welcome back. At 150,000 is the bid in Japan. Clears my absentee. Just ahead of the phones. At 150. 140 is back in Japan. Okay. At 140. At 140. Gives you a chance to jump back in at 150, Simon. At 140. 150. Thank you so much. Back on the phones at 150,000. 160 is next in Japan. It's at 150. The bid on the phones, Matt? Phone is down. No, 160 is next in Japan. It's a 150. Currently selling live in the room here at Berkeley Square in London at 150,000 to Simon Tovey, unless we would like one more to our friend in Japan. Leonor, not with you. Last chance, we sure? Gonna let this one go. It's going to the phones at 150,000. Simon's got it. 1070. Thank you for the bids in Japan. 31, the Rick Lowe. Black Wall Street Journey. Partial proceeds sold to benefit Vital Voices Women's Rights Foundation. An interest I have, 45, 48, 55, 60 it is. I have it with the bid in the book at 60, with the advance bidder at 60,000 straight away, with the advance at 60,000. Rosie, we joining at 60,000 for the Rick Lowe? I have it at 60, 65. Texas, new place at 65,000. Clears my bid. All yours, Texas, at 65. The bid jumps to America at 65,000 in Texas, Houston at 65. All yours in Texas. Clears my bid unless Rosie, yes she is, 70,000. New place with Rosie now. Back on the phones in London at 70. Ahead of you, Texas. 70,000. Rosie's bid. Oils Rosie, 75. We continue in Texas at 75,000. Thibaut, Charlotte's next jump is 80,000. 75 still in Texas. Online has it at 75,000 here. Sure, 80,000. Rosie's back at 80,000. Back on the phones in London, 80 it is. Bring me another 5, Texas, please. Just out of reach at the moment. It's at 80 in London. Another 5 would be the next small jump at 80 in London. Head of Texas for the Rick Lowe at 80,000. With Rosie here in London, 80. Fair warning, Texas. We're going to let it go. It's going to our phone in London at 80. 85. Back in Texas. Bold bidding in Texas. Thank you so much. Welcome back at 85. What is the next jump with our phone in London? It's 85 in Texas. 90 would be next, Rosie. 85 is the bid. Currently online on Phillips.com. Wenja, are we on this one? 90. Back on the phones with Rosie. 90,000. Back with Rosie. Once again, the buck returns to our collector in Texas. It's a 90 in London. We're looking for a jump of 95. Would be the next jump for the Rick Lowe. Just out of Texas once again. Rosie's got it. So I'm selling to London. Last chance once again in Texas. Quite sure 95 would be the next jump. I'm going to sell then to our phones in London at 90,000. Last chance at 90,000 here. Sold to London. 1031 goes to Rosie, our head of sale. Thank you in Texas. Lots 32 is the wonderful Banksy here, as shown right behind us at the back of the room. Fantastic. Forgiveness of trespasses, the 2011 work, previously on long-term loan to Mocha in Barcelona, as widely viewed and admired throughout the gallery this week, and we can open this up at 1,600,000 for the Banksy at 1,600,000, 1,700,000, 1,800,000, at 1,800,000, at 1,800,000, 1,900,000, 2 million, at 2 million, at 2 million now, 2,200,000 goes the bid of Wenja at 2,200,000, joining us from Paris at 2,200,000. For the Banksy, it's all with you, Wenja, at 2,200,000. On the phones, you've got it, Wenja, at 2,200,000. Fair warning in the room. I'm selling the Banksy. All yours, Wenja, at 2,200,000. Yassi, Tamila, Mats. Fair warning. Wenja's got it, currently winning at 2,200,000 with Wenja at 2,200,000. Sold to you, Wenja. 10,11. 33, the Daniel Richter. Shankel reloaded. And 180, 190,000 at 190. 200, straight back of the room, sir. Thank you. 240 I have, sir, just ahead of you. Sorry, madam, at 240 is ahead. Next bid's 260. 260, right at the back of the room. Thank you so much. Right at the back of the room, Berkeley Square, seated at 260 is the bid. At 260, ahead of you, Mats. At 260. 280,000. Just ahead of you, madam. 280 goes back on the phones with Matt Langton. 300,000. Returns paddle 20, right at the back of the room. At 300,000. 320,000. 320. Back on the phones. Front left is the bid. Just ahead of you, madam. Right at the back of the room at 320. Next bid, 350. So 320,000. With Matt Langton's telephone. Jeremiah, are we on this one? 350,000. Thank you, madam. 350. Back of the room once again. 380,000. Returns on the phone bank, just with my colleague Matt Langton ahead of you, madam. 4 is next at 380,000. Last row, 400,000. Back with you, madam, at 400,000. Back of the sale room has it once again with the ladies' bid at 400,000. If you like it. Still yours, madam, at 400,000. Sure. All yours, madam. Looks like you got it at 400,000. Quite sure, Matt? We're going to let it go. Going to the back of the room. Sure? At 400,000. Sold, madam. Congratulations, at 400,000. Do you have a paddle, madam? 20, of course. To the room. 34. The Darnashoots. Once again, as seen as you come into the front of Phillips there, visible from Berkeley Square, and we have interest. 170 opens it up. I have a bid already with advance. 170,000, 180, 190,000. I have at 190, 200,000, 220,000, at 220,000, at 220 for the Darnashoots, at 220, clearing all the phone currently at the moment. At 220, 240 I had first in Michigan online. Can we try 260? It's at 240 here. At 240. 260 with Thibaut Stockman. Thank you, Thibaut. At 260,000. Thibaut's got it. 280 is next online. 280 back in Michigan at 280,000. 300,000. Thibaut Stockman once again at 300,000. Head of you, Michigan. Jeremiah. Thibaut's got it at 300,000 is the bid with Thibaut Stockman. All yours, Thibaut. On the phones in London at 300,000. Jeremiah, Tamila, come back in Michigan. It's selling in London. 310, of course. From you, Tamila, at 310. New place. Welcome to the lot, Tamila Karamova at 310. And I'll take 320 from... 320 was here first. Thank you, JP. New place at 320. 330,000. 1, 2, 3, 4 potentially in this still at 330,000. Head of you, JP. Tamila, online. Thibaut's got it. At 330,000. Looking for a small jump to 340. 340,000. 350,000. Thibaut back once again at 350. Still time Michigan. At 350. I'll take 360 JP, Tamila, or Michigan. 360. Sure. 360,000. JP's bidder here, the bids with our President of Americas at 360,000, Tamila. Yassi's phone is down, Tamila, still time. Michigan, we could try 370, it's at 360,000. Jeremiah? Sure, Thibaut? I'm going to sell then to JP's bidder then at 360,000. 370. New place. Welcome, Jeremiah. Joining the lots. New place then. One phone added, one lost at 370,000 with Jeremiah this time. 380s next, JP. Thibaut's phone is down. Jeremiah's currently winning at 370. Still just ahead of you in Michigan. Next bid would be 380,000. It's at 370 with our new phone with Jeremiah. Tamila? At 380. There it goes. 380,000. Back with JP at 380,000 on the end of the phone bank. Perched. Ready for action at 380. Jeremiah. 390. A more refined casual bid from Jeremiah. 390,000. Thank you. At 390. Sure. So 390,000. Jeremiah, looks like you got it. Thibaut's out. Tamila's done. Fair winning Michigan. Last chance, JP. I'm going to sell to Jeremiah at 390,000. Sold. All yours, Jeremiah. 1003. 390. Lot 35, the George Condo, seated Harlequin. 2007 work, there she is. And we can open up the condo at 480,000. Starts at 480, 500,000 at 500 here, 550, 600,000, 650,000 here. At 650,000 here, just for the condo. At 650,000, 700,000. Thank you. The bids with Matt Langton at 700,000 for the condo. Matt's got it at 700,000. Just ahead of our online bidders at the moment. It's 700. It's the bid. You've got it, Matt. Kyoko, we coming in at 700,000. The bids with Matt at 700,000. Selling to you, Matt, at 700,000 is the bid. You've got it at 700. Sold to you, Matt. 1062. 700 is the bid. Lots 36. The Sarah Lucas. Jubilee is the work, concurrent with the wonderful show currently on at Tate Britain. And we can open up the Plaster 2013 work right at the back of the gallery, all the way down at 65. Starts at only at 65,000. For the Lucas at 65, 70,000, 75,000. At 75,000. At 75 only here. At 75,000. At 75. 80,000. Back with Matt. Thank you, Matt. At 80,000. The bids back with Matt Langton at 80,000. Kyoko. Are we on this one at 80? 80? All yours, Matt, then at 80,000. Gonna sell. Fair winning, Kyoko. Last chance online. You got it, Matt. Once again at 80,000 here. Sold. 1036. Fantastic. Well done, Matt. Lot 37. Hearst, the bronze work. The 5 antique torsos, the 2011 piece. And 170 opens it. 180,000, 190,000. At 190. At 190,000. 200,000, 220,000. Just ahead of us online at 220,000. We're coming back in just ahead of you in New York at 220,000, not in Hong Kong. At 220. Leo, Charlotte's, just ahead of you for the Hearst at 220,000 currently. Wenja, once again, poised as if she would like to join us. It's just ahead of you at the moment, Wenja. 220, next bid would be 250,000. For the Hearst here, for the 5 antique torsos, just ahead of our phones and online at 220. Wenja has 2 phones. Hopefully one of them will connect at 220,000. Still ahead of you, Wenja, as we wait for our one phone from Wenja to join us, hopefully. For the Hearst here at 220,000. Any luck there, Wenja? 220, still ahead of you, Wenja. Kyoko is helping out also. And Rosie at 220. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen, as we wait for a phone line to come through from Wenja's phone, which looks like we have progress, which is great news. At 220, just ahead of you, Wenja. The next bid would be 250,000. Is the next jump. We have our phone line. It's just ahead still, Wenja. For the Hearst at 220,000, looking for a jump of 250 is the next bid. One moment as we catch up on the phone line. Just ahead of you, Wenja, at 220. Gavels up at 220,000. 250,000. Back with Wenja. Thank you, Wenja. Worth the wait at 250,000. Wenja's got it on the phones at 250 and selling. All yours, Wenja, at 250,000. Sold to you, Wenja, at 250,000. Skillfully dialed. Thank you so much. 1056 is the paddle number. Lot 38, the Caroline Walker, fragranced. 75, 80, 85. Opens it up at 85,000, 90, 95,000, and 95, 100,000. Kyoko Hattori has the bid at 100. All yours, Kyoko, and selling at 100,000. On the phones. Kevy, you on this? 110. New York is the bid. Welcome at 110,000. 120. Back with Kyoko at 120,000. At 120. You joining us, Charlotte? Just out of you in New York at 120 is back on our phones in London. 130 back in New York. 140,000. Kyoko once again at 140. 150. New York strikes. 160. Bounces back to London with Kyoko at 160,000. Still time, Charlotte's. 170 back in New York. 180 in London. 180 is the bid back in London. Just ahead of you in New York. 190. 200,000. Rapid reply from Kyoko at 200,000. 220,000. Strong bidding in New York. All yours currently at 220,000. 240,000. Not yet. It comes back once again to our phone bidder in London at 240,000. Head of the room still for the Caroline Walker at 240, 260,000. Back in New York at 260,000. 280,000. Kyoko's bidder, 300,000. We continue in New York at 300,000. Online is the bid at 300,000. 320,000. Just ahead of our bidder in New York. It's back in London once again at 320. Looking for a bid of 350. Come all this way, just ahead, within reach. Next bid is 350. Currently, the paddle is being waved by Kyoko. She's hungry to hammer down at 320. Just ahead in New York, fair warning, 350,000. Strong bidding back in New York. Back with our collector in New York at 350,000 is the bid. 370,000. At 370,000, back with Kyoko's bid at 370, and I'll take 380 in New York. So we've taken a split. At 370 is in London, I'll take 380 in New York. One small jump. Don't let it go at 370,000, 380,000. New York once again fighting on at 380,000. And I'll take another small jump, Kyoko, if you'd like it. 390. 390,000. Two places here currently, online in New York and the phone in London with Kyoko. Just ahead of you in New York. Next bid's 400. 390 is the bid, currently winning. In London at 390. Bring me 400 New York. Round it up. It's just ahead of you at the moment. At 390,000. I'm going to sell then to London. The paddle is being waved once again. 400,000. Determined bidding. I've got 4 ahead of you, madam. So sorry. But please do join. At 400,000 is the bid. Back in New York, I'll take 410, madam. And from you, Kyoko, the bid's still 410,000. I'll take 420, madam. I've got 410 here, just ahead, just behind the beats. Next bid is 410. It's a 420 is next. 410 here is 420. Thank you. Room bids. Has it now. Up front at 420,000. 3 places here. Come back in New York at 420. Up front with the lady. 430,000. 440 is next, madam. So 430,000. Just ahead here with Kyoko. New York. 430, still with Kyoko's bidder at 430,000. Next bid would be 440 in New York. Just ahead, madam, at 430,000. As you're in the front row, madam, absolutely. 435. As we have a room bidder joining us late in the lot, 435,000 back in the room. And I'll take a 5 from you, Kyoko, and of course online at 435,000. 440,000. So 440, back on the phones, madam. Still time online at 440,000. I'll take another small jump. So 440 with Kyoko. He's been with me since the beginning of the lot. The paddle is raised again. 445,000. 445,000. Room bid once again up front with the lady. Bring me 450, Kyoko. It's at 445,000 here. Front right is the bid. We're coming back in New York. Still time. Selling in the room then at 445,000. Bring me 450, Kyoko. It's 445,000. You got it, madam, currently in the room. And I'm selling to you, madam, for 445,000. Last chance, Kyoko. Fair one in Kyoko at 445,000. Sure. Going to you, madam, at 445,000. Sold to the room. Congratulations, madam. Extra bid did it. Thank you so much. Pedal 22. Thank you also to our bids in New York online. 39, Luis Giovanelli. 42, little 45, 48,000, 48,000, 50, 55, 60, straight away with Meaty Hayden at 60,000. And selling for the Giovanelli at 60,000, or with Meaty at 60,000 as the bid. On the phones at 60,000. Are we coming in, Alice? Sign, not yours, Toby, at 60,000. Fair winning online. Going to sell then to you, Meaty, at 60,000. Meaty's got it. At 60,000 here. You got it, Meaty. 1002. Lot 40. ESC word. Cries Real Tears, the oil and velvets, the jackets, and 75. I have an open at 75 with the bid at 75, 80, 85 here, 90, 95, at 95,000, at 95. Are we coming in a room, sir? It's at 95, at 95,000. Charlotte Rabo, Peter, not with you, at 95. Julia? 95,000, Benji? At 95, 100,000 with Julia. Welcome, Julia. 100,000 is the bid. Julia's bid on the phones at 100. You joining, Benji? At 100,000. 110. Thank you. Charlotte Rabo. New place at 110,000 with Charlotte. At 110, just ahead of you, Julia. 110. Charlotte's bid. Ahead of you, Peter. Not yours, Kyoko also. At 110. 120 is next, Julia. 110, I'm going to sell then to Charlotte Rabo at 110,000. 120, back with Julia at 120,000. 120 for the ITSY word. Ahead of you, Charlotte. Julia's got it at 120,000. I'm selling once again at 120. Julia's got it. Fair warning, I'm going to sell at 120,000. 130,000. Back with Charlotte's at 130,000. 140,000. 140. Julia's got it. Once again, just ahead of you, Charlotte, at 140. 150,000. Still ahead of the room at 150,000. Charlotte Rabo's got it at 150,000. 150. 160 is next, Julia. 160,000. Straight away. Two phones here. Opposing phone banks at 160,000 currently with Julia. 170,000. No, it's not. 160 still with Julia. Of course, 165 at this stage, absolutely. 165,000 is the bid from Charlotte Rabo, and I'll take 170 back with Julia. 170,000. Another 5, Charlotte. 170 is the bid. Another 5, Charlotte. The phone is down. That is very terminal. 170, all yours, Julia. You've got it at 170,000. Sold. 10, 13. Yes, you would. 41, the Maria Lasnik. Competition 3. And 240, 260, 280,000. 280. Starts the Lasnik at 280,000, 300,000. 320 I have ahead of you, Kevy. 350 with Alice, several places, bouncing around at 350,000. With Alice Murray, 380,000. Kevy Yang's got the bid at 380,000. Four's next, Alice, at 380 with Kevy. At 380,000. At 380,000. Bids with Kevy, sure, Alice. Selling then, you've got it, Kevy, at 380. You got it? Oh, yeah? Kevy Yang. Don't let her leave. 42 is the Alina Shaposhnikov. As shown, the double self-portrait, conceived in 1966, cast in 2012, and we can open this up at 150. Starts it at 150, 160, 170,000. Tim. At 170, 180,000, 190,000. At 190, just ahead of the phones currently. At 190,000. At 190. Mara, just ahead of you at the moment. Kyoko, Thibaut, at 190,000. Fair warning, at 190,000. Clears the room at 190,000. Gavels up at 190 here. It's a pass at 190. Lots 43. The Stingle. And 380 opens it up at 380, 400,000, 420 now, at 420,000. At 450, thank you. Peter Sumner's bid. You got it, Pete. 480 now, just ahead of you, Pete. 500,000. Peter Sumner's bid at 500,000. Or yours, Peter. 520 I'll take. Thank you, Kyoko. At 520. Ahead of you now, Peter. At 520. Kyoko's bidder at 520,000. Maura, you joining? Head of the room. Kyoko, once again, keen to get that hammer down at 520,000, unless Peter would like to jump back in at 520 is the bid. With Kyoko Hattori, once again, 10:45 is the battle. Last chance, Pete. I'm going to sell then for 520,000 Great British pounds. Sold to you, Kyoko. 10:45. For 44, the Chamberlain. Druids cluster. The wall relief and interest I have already in the book. 180 is bid with my commission bidder. 190, 200,000 is mine. At 200,000. All in the book with the commission bidder at 200,000. 220, thank you, Si. 250. Back in the book with my bidder, just ahead of you, Simon, at 250,000. In the book has it at 250,000. At 250 with the commission bidder. In the book at 250,000. 260 is the bid. I'm out. Or yours, Si, at 260,000. Simon's got it on the phones at 260,000 for the Chamberlain. Selling for 260. Sold to you, Si, 1070. Law 45, the Damien Hirst Fear. One moment as we catch up with the screens. There it is, the cabinet, the 1994 work. And 190 starts at 190, 200,000, 220 here, at 220, 250 now, at 250,000, at 250, at 250, 280, madam? 275 is the bid. Back in the room with the lady at 275, of course. Lady has it at 275. Front left is the bid for the Hirsts at 275,000. You got it, madam, at 275. Fair warning online, Si, are we on this one? At 275. Going to the lady in the room at 275,000. So to you, madam, battle 76. There we go. Good spirit, madam. Lot 46. The Baba, the last lot of the sale. The Bath and the Holy River and interests we have, so I can open up at 32, 5, 8, 40, 42,000. Straight away, I have 42. With my bidder at 42. Head of your order, 42, 45, 50 I have, Matt. Just ahead of you at 50,000. 55, Matt Langton's bid, clears mine, Si. 60 is next at 55,000. 60,000 with Simon Tovey at 60,000. 65,000. Matt Langton's bid once again at 65,000. 70,000. Opposing phone banks once again, 80,000. With you, Matt, at 80,000. 85,000. At 85. 90,000. 95,000. 100,000. We might wait to the reply from Simon at 100,000 here. 110's next. 110 is the bid. At 110. Next is 120, Matt. 120, thank you. At 120,000. Back with Matt Langton at 120. 130,000. 140. 150. 160. 170. Two phones, ladies and gentlemen. Opposing phone banks. 180. Back with Matt Langton. 180,000. 190,000. 200,000. So 200,000. 220. Back with Simon's bidder at 220,000. Still clears the room at 220. 240,000. 260. 280. 300,000. Two phones at 300,000 here. Can we try 320, Matt? It's at 300,000 here. So it's 300,000 here. 320, thank you so much. Back with Matt Langton at 320,000. 320. Could we have 350, please? Thank you. At 320. Back is the bid with Matt Langton. It's at 320. 340. Done. Deal. 340. Back with Simon now. I'll take 360, Matt. At 340,000. Thank you so much. Back with Matt Langton at 360,000. Last lot still battling out. Two phones at 360. Next is 380 side. It's at 360,000. Back with Matt at 360,000. It's at 360,000. Matt Langton's bid at 360,000. Final lots of the sale now at 360. Selling at 360,000. Fair warning, Si, you're quite sure? I'm going to let this one go. It's all with Matt Langton then. Final lots, you've got it, Matt, at 360,000. No regrets, Si. Final lot going to you, Matt, then, for £360,000. You got it. Congratulations. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We're also delighted to announce Living the Avant-Garde, the Triton collection being sold in New York on the 14th of November. We have highlights beautifully displayed in reception here, and highlights will be in Paris on the 18th of October. We have a beautiful video to show you.